Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today I'm going to share with you everything I crocheted in September. Now, I crocheted a lot, as I usually do. I do a new tutorial and a new written pattern every week. So there are written patterns already on my website, secretyarnery.com, as well as left and right-handed tutorials already on my channel. So I'll link all of that in the description box underneath this video. But you can also just do a search for Secret Yarnery plus whatever you're looking for. If you're left-handed, add left-handed, and it'll pop right up. So the first finished object of September is my glorious The Beached Granny crochet mesh top. It's so much cuter when you actually wear it. So that is the Beached Granny crochet mesh top. Super easy to do, super fast to do, works as a cover-up, works as a sleeves to go over a sundress, also works as a dress, like an overdress if you have a little sundress underneath or like a slip kind of outfit. It totally dresses it up and just changes the look of everything. Plus, it also comes with a little belt, or the pattern comes with the tutorial, the pattern. You can also, I also show you how to make this belt. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can make this little belt and then just kind of cinch it together, either all the way around or just in the front, just to change the look of your outfit. So it is super practical and very versatile. That's the word I'm looking for. Super versatile. So check that out. The next thing I crocheted in September is a giant granny square blanket. It's really big, super huge rectangular blanket. Such a stress reliever to crochet. It is just so easy and so nice to just be working on a big granny square. You don't have to do anything crazy. 3 double crochets into the space all the way around. So relaxing. So if you are looking for just simple crochet to get you to de-stress and unwind, this is a great little pattern here. It is also a bit of a rectangle. So not just a boring square that you kept making bigger. It's actually like a thought out rectangular blanket. Really nice and big. So this is already tutorial written pattern. Another good thing about it, forgot to tell you, I edged it, or we edged it with this no stretch edging. So it's not really, it's a border, but it's not really a border. It doesn't take away from the simplicity of a granny square, but it also stops your granny square blanket from rippling out on the edges. It keeps it nice and together, so if you flick it out, the sides don't stretch and become bigger than the middle. So super easy pattern to do, and you will just love it. The next thing I crocheted are these super easy crochet slippers. So I have done a pattern for slippers before, a 2-hour slipper. Really, they're like an hour slipper, hour and 10-minute pair of slippers. These are even faster and even easier. So this is a perfect slipper pattern for beginners. I'll show you what they look like on my feet. So cute, right? So those are what they look like. Nothing to do. You basically go around in a circle and then you go back and forth and you stitch it together. So boom, 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 done. Pair of slippers, 2 strands of yarn. So I use a chenille and a worsted weight acrylic. So a chenille worsted and a chenille, if you don't have chenille, it's like blanket yarn or velvet yarn. And I put it with an acrylic because for me, chenille yarn, blanket yarn, velvet yarn can kind of, it's not as strong, but it's also super fluffy. So the fluffiness makes the crochet stitches feel lovely. It doesn't feel all knobbly. And the acrylic helps give it the strength and the durability. So these slippers last so long. If you don't have a chenille yarn or a velvet yarn, go ahead and just use 2 strands of acrylic yarn. That's what I do for my kids. It's great for school. They can run outside in them. They're pretty much like shoes. They're so strong and durable. So, and you can combine any of your colors. So I color code it for my kids so they each have their favorite colors for their slippers. which I made first. That's how I made them for my boys, and I realized that it was such a good pattern. I just simplified my 2-hour slipper like even more. It's already a simple pattern. My 2-hour slipper it's more of a ballet flat, and they looked a little bit girly on my boys. So I'm like, what if I just did like a simple slipper like that? So good, had to make myself a pair, had to share it with you. So these are my easiest crochet slippers ever. Great for craft sales, great for gifts. They're just, it's a wonderful pattern, so quick, and even a great stash buster. And now the last thing I crochet, which you probably saw overtaking the thumbnail because it's a biggie, is my giant crochet pumpkin floor poof. That's a mouthful, right? So this is my crochet pumpkin. That is my cute stem. So I did a separate tutorial to do the stem, because some people, they already have a pumpkin, a crochet pumpkin, but they want to do a stem. So I used 3 strands of worsted weight acrylic for mine. So 3 strands of regular acrylic yarn and a 9mm hook because it's orange. That's why I picked it. So it goes really quick. It's 45 stitches, and 45 stitches gives you about 1 inch. So I thought when I started to make this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I better start now. It's gonna take me so long, and I need it done by Christmas. It was done the next day. Or not Christmas, Halloween I meant. I'm like, how did it get so fast? Like, it is so fast. So easy, so fast. You just do double crochets and the occasional row of front double crochets and 3 strands of yarn. If you wanted to do the stem, then you just use the same type of yarn, the same amount of strands, the same hook as you'd used for your pumpkin. So if you didn't use 3 strands for your pumpkin, then you would just use the same yarn you did for your pumpkin. So if it's 1 strand, then you use 1 strand for your stem as well. I did the stem with a 1 size smaller hook, just because you want it to be a little bit woody and a little bit tough. And I like how it looks so much because for me, that's how a pumpkin looks. When I go to buy a pumpkin, there's always that little kind of stub sticking up. Sometimes they even cut it here in Kenya. They cut it even shorter. But I just really like that. And look how cute it is from the top. So it's 100% cute. I just stuffed it with some polyester. If you have been watching my channel for a while, there's a podcast from several years ago. You don't have to go and look for it. But I bought, was it 5 kilos of polyester hollow fiber? And I thought it would be like 5 kilos, like a pillow. It's 5 kilos like a refrigerator. So we named her Polyester, and I tied like a yarn around her center and gave her some eyelashes, kind of like a snowman, but we just called her Polyester, and she hung out because she's just too big to go anywhere else. But polyester is in here. I still have polyester. She's in a closet now. She's a bag. She's no longer an object in my house. I've been using her up, and this used quite a bit of it. I made it quite full because I want to be able to put my feet on it, and it does hold up your feet. I thought about putting a bucket inside so you could actually sit on it and not collapse through, or even turning it into a bean bag. But then I thought, well, I have another idea for that. So I'm like, turn this into like a poof, like a foot-resty poof. And then I have a fantastic idea coming up for a bucket. I've already bought the bucket. I bought 2 buckets. I'm already bucketing, but I haven't, well, no, I bought the buckets. I haven't started bucketing yet, but can't wait for that. So no bucket inside here, but you totally could if you wanted to use it as an actual stool. If you wanted to make a smaller pumpkin, I already have a super easy and fast tutorial for small pumpkins like this. And the stem is different. It's more like an apple cork kind of stem, but it looks really cute. But your choice, whichever one you want to do, all of those are already tutorials and written patterns. So whichever you're looking for, it's ready for you. What did you end up crocheting in September? I'm just leaning on my pumpkin, having a little pumpkin time. What did you end up crocheting this September? Let me know in the comments under this video. And if you have any ideas for a video or questions you would like me to answer, let me know in the comments under this video. And I'm waiting for you in that video right there. Stay hooked.